Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your March 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Okay. Boy, you got a lot of... I only picked 6 cards. You got 3 major arcana cards. Pretty dramatic ones at that. I mean, the heart of the matter, the judgment card. Wow. So, in a more mundane sense, judgment could be a legal decision, a feeling that this is a card of rebirth. So you can see, and I think that's supposed to be fire, but it's like baptism through fire, the feeling like you have been through a lot and you've come out the other end victorious. And this can be like a kind of like a turning point in your life. I even see with the Wheel of Fortune the same thing. So, this is number 20 in the major arcana. And if you think about March, the 20th of the month is when the sun goes into Aries, a cardinal sign like your sign, Cancer. And these cardinal points are the seasons of the year, and they represent change. So this is the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is you breaking free of something and experiencing a metamorphosis. So, what I would say about that is, are you embracing this? This is actually, it can even be that you're changing careers or that maybe you're thinking of it. The astrological New Year on March 20th coincides with, or is occurring in your 10th house of career. So that goes along with this card. In the past position, we have the Devil card. The Devil, this is kind of a little bit self-explanatory. It is connected to Capricorn. So if you have ended a marriage with a Capricorn, for instance, and there are the legal judgment of that. But it's breaking free. To me, the Devil can be a part of yourself that you are disavowing, an addiction, some kind of a behavior that has left you enslaved. Just the other day, somebody left a comment under one of my videos. It might have been Cancer, but I can't remember. And was saying, talking about the Bible, doing all these Bible quotes about sorcerers and all this stuff. And, basically talking about astrology and that it's dangerous and all this stuff. And I responded that, yeah, I think sometimes these things can be dangerous because they keep people in this, they lull them into this passivity, or, people become dependent on outer things, including astrology and the tarot and all of that. And they were talking about the devil and all this stuff. And one of the things I said is the devil is the lower nature. This outer devil is a great way to blame someone else. The devil made me do it. It's not my fault. The devil made me do it. So this is about you taking responsibility for your actions is what it is. And you're free. That's how we become free when we do that. You will notice that the people who are the most trapped in life are the ones who are always blaming other people for their unhappiness, for their lack of success. And it's just a great day when a person stands up to their own lower nature and says, no, this is over now. And it's not even like you're resisting something. It's a rebirth. It's that alchemy of change where you're metamorphosizing. The higher message is the Two of Wands, and I typically read these not literally because of the nature of this position, kind of like looking at it from a spiritual point of view. But I will mention that the more literal interpretation is that you might be choosing between two career paths, which was something that I mentioned, or even relocation. The person's holding what looks to be like a globe. And as I have mentioned in the past, a viewer said, if you see the hand, one is not that person's hand. And I have never seen that in a book. Like, this might be for this particular deck. I don't remember what the Rider-Waite looks like. But the point being that, when we make decisions, there might be someone else that we have to consider when we make that decision, including, moving. If you have children, for instance, and you don't want to uproot them. So, yeah, that's a mundane. Now, I would say at the higher level, because the wands represent freedom, it's like you can choose between freedom and, I was going to maybe like captivity, but enslavement, mental enslavement. I have this quote from Harriet Tubman on my my Twitter, and it was a quote of hers where she said, I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. And that to me is such a profound quote. Somebody said that she really didn't say that or something. I don't know. Okay, whoever said it, great quote. And so to me, the Devil card is the slavery that comes between the ears. That is about how we see ourselves as trapped when really we're not. What crosses you is the Ace of Swords, and this is a card of mental clarity. So again, I think with the Two of Wands, there may be indecisiveness going on. And I think too, that's like, it's the spiritual, looking at from the spiritual angle with the Two of Wands. One thing I would say is that the wands represent confidence. And when you're able to, you have two choices in front of you, and you're able to choose with a sense of confidence and not this kind of like nagging fear or anything like that, that is a great feeling. And not everybody experiences that feeling. Sometimes it's very difficult to feel confident in your choices because perhaps you have a history of, a habit of like, what's that term, like doubting yourself, but there's another term like second guessing yourself. And that kind of thing can really plague a person and keep them feeling like they're not good enough, and whatever it is that they're doing, they're not going to be successful. And I think with the Judgment, yeah, there you go, Judgment. And I always forget to even mention that basic thing. It's about good judgment. So if this is, let's say, this can be any area in life, but if this is relationship related, you might say, I realize now that I'm going to have better judgment going into the future because I walked right into that one. I walked right into the devil's clutches. You know what I mean? And so with the Ace of Swords in the challenge position, what I would say is gain clarity on your mission. That was the word that just came into my mind, your mission. And that's it. I almost didn't say it because it seemed really kind of silly. Why? What is the mission? But there is a mission, even if it's relationship related. The mission may be like if you meet that person who is your um, soulmate, or, we don't have to get so dramatic, but somebody who compliments you very well. I mean, with an E, not flatters you, but compliments you. That person can help you to shine your light brighter, because they will see it. The devil won't see your light as bright. They will try to extinguish your light and to make you be a pale reflection of them. If this is like that type of narcissistic personality that is out there. What is coming in is the Page of Swords. Now, typically what I see for this is somebody who is really like keeping a, maybe keeping tabs on something, maybe taking notes, taking names, collecting receipts. But with the Judgment, yeah, I mean, because if this is something like, if this is a literal legal matter, you may have to hire a private investigator. This could be a private investigator, by the way. This can be some kind of a message that comes to you. In some cases, it can be a message of change, that brings about change. If there are other factors in your life that would support this, the news could be something that you have to have equanimity about, because if you were not in that state, you could lose your balance, your emotional balance. And so, but it's very interesting, because both of those things could be true at the same time. An example would be, you may be like contemplating getting divorced, and then your partner, your spouse, gives you a legal summons and they beat you to it, but you were already planning on doing it. The thing that would upset you is that you feel like they got the upper hand, or something along those lines. This is the spy card, I call it, because this can involve spying. I mentioned a private investigator. I just looked in my book. I wanted to see if they said anything, and they didn't say that, but they said a spy. So another thing I would say is, if there's someone who is spreading gossip about you, that person, maybe that person will be revealed, and you will see that there has been a pattern that has created that problem. I feel like with the Ace of Swords in the challenge position, that you have to really be clear with yourself about what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it, because you may be in denial about something that is going on. And this may be a mediator, this Page of Swords. So if this is a workplace matter, and it's involving some kind of conflict in the office place, there may be something that you, like an agreement of some sort, but I think it's going to be in your favor, because the outcome is a Wheel of Fortune. To me, this is a sense of alignment. This is a card that is connected to Jupiter, some luck, and actually, Jupiter currently in Aquarius is in your 8th house. So this has to do with shared resources. So even something like inheritance is a big one for the 8th house, but also in dissolving marriages or in child support, these kinds of things can be the 8th house as well. So that can be fortunate for some kind of a legal matter that you wish to go in your favor. But in general, I think that what I would say is tend to your own garden. There might be like intrigue around you, maybe some kind of gossip and things like that. And it's tempting, especially if it's involving you, it's tempting to get sucked into that, those distractions. But with the Ace of Swords in the challenge position, Cancer, be very concerned about your own mental clarity and making sure that you are on point with whatever's going on with you, so that you can just be able to move on with your life in a much more like confident manner, so you can make those important decisions. Because the reason I was at the beginning, I was saying, oh wow, you got 3 major arcana cards, is that can indicate change. The more major arcana, these are major, turning points in your life and things like that. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, I do mostly astrology readings, but I do the tarot as well. You can check what I offer at the link below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.